Sports, a place where many athletes find success.
This is likely the final play that matters. End zone wide open. What a night for Mike Williams.
But where there's a winner, there has to be a loser.
We came a long way. You hear me? Come here, I love you, bro. Good.
It's one thing to watch the game, but another to analyze it. Let's talk about the numbers. You ready? YouTube! What's going on, man? Back at it again with another video. It's your boy, Numbers Fan Jay. Music brought to you by my good friend, my bro, Pharaoh Corleone, as well as his guy, Mike Pick. Is that how you say his name? Sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, but giving credit to where credit is due. One of my favorite artists to listen to in Memphis. So I will leave the name of the song as well as a link to his Apple Music page in the description. But anyway, so another week in the world of sports. You know we got a good one for you today. We're talking about the NBA. It's the first NBA video that we've released that's not just talking about the playoffs. It's not just talking about a single game. It's not just talking about a single player. We're going to get into two teams to watch. Two teams that I believe don't get talked about enough and that have a legitimate chance at winning some games in the postseason. So we're going to start off right now. I'm going to go ahead and give you the clear stuff, the stuff that we know, the obvious stuff. The favorites right now, the Lakers on the west side and the Bucks on the east side. Clear favorites to make it to the finals. They're number one seed in their respective conferences. Lakers are the best road team in the NBA. Bucks are the best home team in the NBA. They look like they're on a collision course to meet up in the finals. Those are the favorites. The biggest threats to both of those teams are pretty clear as well. The Clippers in the west, we know, same town. Same level of talent, if not even more talent, arguably. The Raptors on the east side, of course, the defending champs. Both of these teams are well coached, well-rounded teams. Clear threats to the number one teams in their conference. We know both teams have experience. We know this, but who are the dark horses? Who are the teams that don't get talked about as much? Who are the teams that might not make it all the way, but they can make some noise, and they likely will make some noise. So, gonna start in the East, the Indiana Pacers. They are the fifth seeded team in the East right now. They're 39-25 is their record. They're 8-2 in their last 10 games, so they're winning at the right time. The stars on this team, Victor Oladipo, Domantas Sabonis, two of the better players in the league today. The strengths of this team, field goal percentage being one of them. They are third in field goal percentage, shooting 47.7% from the field. This shows that they take good shots. They work to get these good shots. They don't come down and just try to throw something up. They work to get these shots that are high percentage shots. That goes back to coaching. But another strength for the Pacers is defense. They are fifth in points allowed. This season, this team is built on the defensive end. They want to lock you down. They want to frustrate you. And they want to get out and get the easy buckets in transition. That's how they play. They are also fifth in assists. This shows that they share the ball. This team is not too reliant on Oladipo nor Sabonis to score. They had 6 scores above 10 points per game before Jeremy Lamb got hurt. So now they still have 5. They're just playing team ball. They share the ball. Nobody's too selfish with it. They don't have a big ego that's taking over this team. They all play as a team together. Another strength for this team is ball security. They are 4th fewest in turnovers in the league. They don't turn the ball over. This is a very well coached team. Um, they value every possession. So they work for good shots. They value every possession. They play well defensively. It's a scary team. It's a scary team when you look at it. Now, the weaknesses on the other side of this, the reason why they're not the biggest threat or the favorite on their side to win the championship is because they're dead last in free throw attempts. So, at times, this team can lack the aggressiveness that they're supposed to have as a playoff team. They are dead last in free throw attempts. So, they just don't get to the free throw line. This shows that sometimes they get too reliant on jump shots and they don't go to the basket with that same kind of oomph of people like LeBron James, Giannis Antetokounmpo. They just don't do it. Another weakness for the Pacers would be rebounding. Rebounding, they are 24th in rebounding in the NBA. That is absolutely ridiculous. You have Miles Turner. You have Domantas Sabonis. Why are you so low in rebounding? Obviously, they can't stay on the court for all 48 minutes. So somebody's got to get the rebounds when they're sitting down. It's not happening, so they're 24th. They're 24th in rebounding. Things that worry me about this team, Jeremy Lamb injury, of course, is huge. He was their sixth man. He was having a great year, scoring 12 points per game off the bench for them. That is huge. Now they're going to have to find somebody else to pick up that slack off the bench. Could it be a Justin Holiday, a Aaron Holiday, TJ McConnell? Could he do a little bit more? We'll see. Victor Oladipo is another thing that worries me. He's still not back to playing 30 minutes. He's yet to play 30 minutes in a game this season since returning from injury. We do know they don't want to rush him back too fast. So he's on a minutes restriction. We haven't seen him play 30 minutes. But in the playoffs, he's going to need to play 30 minutes if this team is going to expect to win any playoff series, to be honest. With no Jeremy Lamb now, Victor Oladipo is going to have to start playing more minutes. He's just going to have to do it. So that's my dark horse for the East. Now in the West, look no further than the Denver Nuggets. And I know the Nuggets are up in the top four in the conference seemingly every year now, and they never seem to finish. Well, let's just look into that a little bit more. They're 42-21 this year. They have the third best home record of all the teams in the West, behind the two LA teams, of course. They are 5-5 in their last 10, so not great in their last 10, but this team is experienced. As we've seen last year, they went to the semifinals round in the West against the Trailblazers. Came up short. 2 back-to-back 7-game series. Not the most ideal postseason run that you wanna see. You really don't want your team in 2 back-to-back 7-game situations. It's very draining. But the Nuggets, furthermore, the Nuggets stars Nikola Jokic, of course, the Joker. He can do anything on the court. He can pass it. He can shoot it. Of course, he can rebound and being as tall as he is. He can play defense. Very great player. One of the top 3 centers in the league today. Jamal Murray being their next star at the point guard position sometimes can get a little trigger happy. Nonetheless, he is their next star. The strengths of this team, much like the Pacers, field goal percentage and assists are both in the top 10. So field goal percentage, they are 6th in field goal percentage at 47.1%. 4th in assists at 26.6 assists per game. Offensive rebound is another great strength. 4th in offensive rebound. Having the Joker on your team is no joke. This guy pursues the basketball at all times. He just gives you a boost, really. Seems like a great teammate, someone that everybody will want to play with. Weaknesses for this team, for the Denver Nuggets, will be scoring. They're 20th in points per game. Defensive rebounding, they are 20th. They're 26th in free throws attempted. So another team that lacks that kind of aggressiveness to get to the free throw line, they're going to need to do that in the postseason. When the game slows down, you're not going to be able to knock down all your jumpers, unless you're the Warriors. The Warriors were able to do that. But obviously, there aren't very many teams that can shoot like that. Nuggets not being one of those teams, they have to learn how to get to the free throw line in the postseason. Things that worry me about this team, Jamal Murray in the playoffs is the only thing that worries me. Now, you look at his points per game, of course, they went up, all right, in comparison to his regular season numbers from last year. But in the losses, a lot of the losses can be blamed on him solely shooting the ball or not shooting the ball. So let's look at a little bit of stats from Jamal Murray. Game 2 against the Trailblazers, they went 7 games. Remember, they went 7 games in both series. So game 2 against the Trailblazers, he went 6 for 18 from the field, 2 for 8 from 3. Clearly, those aren't good numbers. Game 7 loss, 4 for 18 from the field, and 0 for 4 from 3. So this guy has to shoot better. He can't be the one that they blame the games on, really. You just can't let this keep happening. The Spurs, the first round series, game 1, the loss that they had, he went 8 for 23. Game 3 loss, he went 2 for 6. So you're only taking 6 shots in game 3? Why? In 31 minutes? I'm not really... You're supposed to be a shooter, right? You're supposed to be able to shoot the lights out. You shot 23 shots in game 1 when you lost, so why'd you just decide not to shoot this game? He went 2 for 5 from 3 in that game. So out of his 6 shots, 5 of his shots were from 3. If the 3 ball is not falling for this guy, it's over. And that can't be his only weapon here. He had 4 turnovers in that game as well. In the game 6 loss against the Spurs, he went 7 for 18 from the field, 1 for 5 from 3, and 3 turnovers. So you see the trend is him taking not a lot of threes. He's taking too many threes. I'll just say that. And I guess it's just taken away from him mentally. Doesn't believe that he can make anything else since he's not making threes. And you get games like game 3 against the Spurs where he goes 2 for 6. Decides not to do anything else with the ball besides turn it over and shoot the 3. So that worries me about the Nuggets. He has to step up. Their bench isn't the best. So he has to be able to make up for that. You have the Joker in his prime. You cannot waste this man's prime. You cannot waste this. The Joker is that great of a player. But I thank y'all for watching, man. Who do y'all think are the dark horses in this playoff field? Who do you think are the favorites? Who are your favorites? Who do you think is going to win the NBA championship this year? Leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe. If you're new, thank you for your view. I appreciate you. Hit that notification bell. It's your boy, Jay. We out of here.